Gracious down to their 15, Johnny Cooksey. Hall brings them up, first down and 10. What a run. A man right, a man left. Jabbar, Johnny behind him as Paul's changing the play again. Dalton in a four-man front. Looking that line over. He's going to take it this time. Try to go to Johnny. No, Paul keeps it up the middle to the 10. He dives down there and he's knocked down at the 10.
That was a good play. They had somebody covering Paul and had somebody back on Jabbar, but he made positive yardage out of that play.
He gets down to about the 10.5. And they'll give him a pickup of about 4.5 yards, almost 5, as he had one man hanging onto his shoe and drug him down. 14-7 here. Jackets on top, but knocking on the door a little bit down at the Dalton 10.5. Paul needs to hurry up here. Dalton again sensing some momentum on our side. They come up rocket. Paul splitting Jamaica wide right, Reese wide left, Jabbar and Johnny behind him. Dalton in a five-man front. Jamaica's going in motion. Paul needs to hurry. He's going to take it this time. Go to Johnny. He's knocked down in the backfield. He tried to get his legs going, and 59 stuck a hand out there and knocked him down.
That was Randy Patterson. Yeah, he got it. He tackled him where you should tackle Johnny Cooksey, and that's around the ankles and knocked his feet out from under.
Smart defensive play, Tim Sherrod.
Yeah, it was, and he was starting to fall, and he just dove for Johnny, caught him by his ankles. If Johnny had gotten by that guy, he had a lot of good yardage.
Yeah, 59 was off balance and falling forward and just stuck his hands out there and tangled him up. And a loss of about 2, and it's third down now and 8, and Dalton again comes up rocking. Paul splitting Jamaica and Joe Burns wide right. Jabbar and Johnny behind him from their 13. Paul dropping back. A lot of time. Looking across the middle. Josh can't catch it. It's knocked down in the end zone. Josh was there.
Got a couple of Dalton guys got their hand on the ball and distracted a little bit.
And now Nathan Armstrong will come in. And this will be about a 30-yard field goal down there, but we're right in the middle of the field. Josh was standing all alone at the tee in that Atlanta down there in the end zone.
They had a couple guys in front of him.
Yeah, two guys converged as Paul released the ball. Now it's going to be a 30-yard field goal attempt for freshman Nathan Armstrong, the left-footed place kicker. Say a little prayer for him in Thomas County as we're waiting for the snap to Calvin Moore. There it is. There's the kick. It's reaching. It is good. It's 17-7.
Nice kick by Nathan, it really was. And you know that young man's feeling a lot of pressure, a freshman coming in here playing in this big stadium in a semifinals. And he stepped up to the ball and nailed it. He had a good kick and big points. Big points. Big that we got points down there and didn't come away with nothing.
Yeah, you're right. You need something when you get that close. McConkey now down by 10 at 17-7 Jackets. Maybe changing the play with two men right, a man left, split backfield behind him as we shift into a five-man front. McConkey takes it, tries to run right up the middle, and that's not going to work. Macon knocked down after a pickup of about 2.5. They'll give him 3 yards.
JT Fuller on the tackle again. So they're just running these basic dive plays, and they can do that all night long because it's going to eat up the clock, and they're not going to gain a lot of yards on our defense.
Tim, they're not even attempting to get outside, which is a little bit surprising.
Well, not only that, but I've been waiting for him to open up with the pass at any moment. You know, this guy is McConkey's supposed to be a great thrower, and I think they're trying to be bullheaded maybe, you know, and try to establish a run, but look for them to open the ball up at any moment.
Two men left, a man right from McConkey. Split back behind him. Look at JT and Andre in the middle of the line as we're in about a six-man front. McConkey takes it. Now he's dropping back. He's looking. He's got time. Throws it across the middle. Incomplete. Oh, did you see Macon at the 35-yard line get those little alligator arms as he was going through the middle of our defensive backfield?
Yeah, JT put a hit on him as he tried to catch the ball, and Matthew Nathan got a little lick on McConkey there as he released.
Tim, you like to call it alligator arms. That's what he had.
Yeah, he did. He saw the defensive back coming across, and he said, I don't want it.
It's third down now and about 7 down there from their own 23. As McConkey brings his #1 ranked offense up. They're #1 in the state. Don't forget that. They're undefeated. We're in a five-man front. Two men right, two men behind McConkey's 3rd and 7. Looks that four-man front over. He's going to roll right. Look. Try to run up the middle. He's at the 25. He fumbles it. It's on the ground down there. No. I thought he had fumbled it. He gets driven backwards as he gets to the 29. He spun around like he lost the ball, Joey.
Yeah, he did spin around like he lost the ball, but I think he was just searching for a hole there. But he was trying to reach the 30-yard line, but he did not make it.
Yeah, he got up to the 29, and I apologize for that, but dadgum, Tim, it looked like he fumbled the ball from up here.
Well, hey, you'd spin around too if LaShawn Christopher nailed you.
Yeah, you're right. He picks up about 6, but he needed 7. And now Jay Dukes will punt. And this guy's already signed with North Carolina State as a kicker. He's back at his 15. Our guys are on there. 32. Snap in the end zone. Rolling back there. Duke's going to try to pick it up. He just throws it up in the air. A guy for Dalton catches it, but he's out of bounds at the 24, and we take over there.
That sure was a smart play by him. Grabbed it and threw it up, and luckily he hit somebody with it. They caught it, but it's going to be about 2 yards short, isn't it?
He's got 2 men left. Jabbar and Johnny behind him, Dalton in a 4-man front. He'll take it this time. Try to go to Jabbar in the middle, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25. Knocked down there at the 25 as he was hit. He picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, close to the first down. That's good hard running by Jabbar.
Jabbar went right off left guard, and a gaping hole opened up by that offensive line. And now, quickly again, Paul brings them up at second down and about 3 inches. 2 men right, Jabbar and Johnny behind him again. Dalton in a 4-man front. He takes it this time, tries to go to Johnny, running over the line down there to the 22 at the first down. Gracious, Tim.
I think we're going to try a little power football here at the end. I don't think Coach Fritz is going to try to get fancy with it. We're just going to stick it right, stick it left, see if we can hammer this one in and take real control of this game at 24-7, especially, Randy, with the way our defense has just dominated Dawson so far.
First and 10 from their 22. Paul Guyton splitting Joe Burns and Charles Reese wide left, Jabbar and Johnny behind him in a split backfield. Again, Paul changing the play. They're in a 5-man front. Down at their 22, he takes it this time, goes to Jabbar. No, Paul fumbles it. Johnny picks it up and dives forward to the 21. Paul was hit and fumbled it again.
I think he might have missed a read there because Jabbar went through there, and they didn't hand the ball to him, but no one touched him.
Coach Pilcher wants a timeout. We'll take 1, too here. So it's second down. We actually picked up a yard. 2nd and 9. Paul Guyton with Jamaica left, Reese wide right, Jabbar and Johnny behind him. Looks at a 4-man front. From their 21, Paul is going to take it this time. Go to Johnny up the middle. Johnny hit and stood up, bouncing off folks, but he can't get by him. He's knocked down to the 18. And listen to the Dalton people, Tim Sherrod. You know you're having a tough time when you cheer for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. And Johnny is really running hard tonight. He got stuck good on the 19, but he still is going to fall forward and get that extra yard. Obviously, we got a passing situation here. We got to hurry with 54 seconds left to go.
Yeah, give him 4. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 down there. It's Paul now in a shotgun, splitting Reese and Jamaica wide right. Josh in there as a tight end. Paul kicks the leg, takes the snap, drops back, looks, throws it in the end zone. Reese at the 8. Reese at the 8.
Good catch. It was thrown in there low, and Charles came back to the ball and grabbed it before it hit the ground. They're at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, we need to hurry to the line. There's only 36 seconds in the first half as we're down there at their 8.5. Paul with Jamaica wide right, Reese wide left, Jabbar and Johnny behind him in a split backfield. Paul screaming the play out, 32, takes it, goes to Jabbar. No, Paul gets around somebody. He's hit, knocked down at the 11. With 24, he tried to go up the middle, and Jabbar went in untouched as we call a timeout. He missed the read again, Joey.
Yeah, he did. He tried to get outside, but they strung it out, and then he could have gained some yards by sticking it up in there, but they gave about a 2-yard loss.
We lose 2. A 2nd down and goal situation, but you've only got 20 seconds left, and according to what the scoreboard's saying, you don't have any timeouts left. Paul now with Jamaica wide right, Jabbar and Johnny behind him in a split backfield. Paul takes it, just lobs it up over here. Jamaica jumps up, touchdown!
There's where that height advantage comes in. He had number 3 on him, and he was about a 5'8", and Jamaica's up there at 6'5", and they both went up for it. Jamaica came down with it.
Tim, they just threw it up for grabs, and the center on the basketball team came down with it.
It's just smart football. I almost said smart basketball. Smart football when you've got that big mismatch out on the right side, and Jamaica made a great catch.
Nathan Armstrong for your extra point. There's the snap. There's the kick. It is good. It's 24-7. Let's take a break with those Jackets and Wildcats screaming together over there. Paul Guyton with 2 men left. Jabbar and Johnny back behind him at the 50. He takes it this time. Tries to go right up the middle. Johnny to the 45. Johnny to the 40. To the 35. To the 30. To the 25. To the 20. To the 15. To the 10. He's knocked down right there. Somebody caught him at the 10. And he's mad at himself.
That was Anthony Hyde that missed him the first time. Johnny went 68 yards, but he had the angle on him that time, and Johnny's down.
Yeah, Johnny's down flat of his back down there at about the 11, or about the 6. And he acts like it may be a cramp. Bill Wilhelm's down there right on top of him trying to work a cramp out down there at about the 6-yard line where Johnny's laying flat on his back. He burst off right side, and somebody got an angle on him and knocked him down over there.
Yeah, he's fine. That's what it was. Interesting note, 17 carries for Johnny Cooksey, 198 yards.
My goodness. In the playoffs, he is the man. The new definition of prime time, maybe, Tim Sherrod.
You better believe it. We've seen it 3 years in a row now, 198 yards, and if this game stays close, he might get 300.
Now Cleve Walker in there now for him.
Yeah, Cleve in there for Johnny at the 10.5 of Dalton. First down from there. Paul with Josh in the slot on the right. Charles Reese wide left. Josh comes in motion right to left. They'll take it this time. Go to Jabbar up the middle. Jabbar to the 5-4. 3-2-1. He's knocked down to the 1. He went right up the middle.
Went over the left side over here behind Joe Petrie and Brian Bennett, Gene Brooks. And he didn't even wait for his blocking to set up. He just found him a hole and went to the 1.
And again, Tim Sherrod, I knew I was going to do that. The unheralded hero back there in the backfield, Jabbar Dunbar.
Yeah, hey, I've been called a lot worse than Tony Herring before, and this is Jabbar's time to shine, but look for Cleve maybe this time.
Yeah, down there at the 1, Paul was looking at a 9-man front. Josh comes in motion right to left. Jabbar and Cleve back there as they go to Jabbar, who's going to walk in there, touchdown.
And a good block by Cleve Walker to spring him. They caved off that, closed off that left side, and he just walked in there.
And it's 30-7 with 2:13 to go in the third. And now you've outscored your opposition in the playoffs 139-14. As Nathan Armstrong will be in there for your extra point, trying to go for our 140th point in the playoffs. Waiting for the snap. There it is. There's the kick. It is good. It's 31-7. Jay Dukes standing back at his own 25 to punt. Our guys are standing on our own 20. Dukes will get his foot up under the ball. And another towering kick. Charles Reese at the 8. Runs off right side to the 10. He's to the 15. Reese to the 20, to the 25. He's going to get over there to the 30. Charles Reese to the 35, to the 40, to the 50. Oh, what a block from Matthew Nathan. Charles knocked into the 35. Oh, did Matthew Nathan just kill somebody? Look at the team, mob Matthew Nathan. Oh, what a block. Even the Mount Austin people are rocking and rolling, Tim Sherrod.
Oh, man, Matthew laid him out, Randy. Good, not alive.
That was a good run by Charles, and of course that was an excellent block by Matthews. We're seeing it on the replay board. Man, he got the guy. The guy was in pursuit.
Yeah, you hear the replay. Ooh, man, did Matthew hit him? Jackets will play for the three-peat next week as Leonard Guyton sneaks up the middle again for a yard. 31-7, the Jackets on top as the crowd will count it down. Thomas County Central dominates the #1 team in the state, 31-7. An absolutely dominating performance against the #1 team in the state as the Jackets win it here in this dome in what will be forever remembered as one heck of a night for the Thomas County Central Blue and Gold.
Let me tell you something. Y'all did a great job. I'm going to tell you, we started off, we shot ourselves in the foot, and it could have got bad. The thing that we didn't panic, and we come out there and take the ball right down there and put it in the end zone, and defense, and we get them 3 and out, and offense, you did a great job executing after that. We moved the ball like we're supposed to, and man, I can't say enough about it. I mean, some of you daggum played sick tonight, and that just shows you the type of character you got, the courage you displayed. You know, I just don't have the words to describe how I feel about you guys. And regardless of what happens tonight, we got one more game to go. Right, man? One more game to go. And remember, yes, sir, we have a chance to do something that very few have ever done. And that means we've got a lot of work to do. It doesn't matter who we play. We just have to go and get ready to play. We have to daggum keep after it. We got to do our job. We got to keep working, doing the things that we've been doing the little things right. I'm just proud of you. You guys did such a tremendous job this week and getting ready for this ball game, and you behaved yourselves and displayed the kind of character and the kind of kids that I know you are, and y'all just did a great job all weekend.
Well, Coach, the distraction of the Dome wasn't as great as you thought it would be because a very solid victory against Dalton set you up for a very, very special night at home for the 3rd consecutive year playing for a state championship. That had to be really special.
Well, without a doubt, anytime you play any game, you know, any championship game, you really don't care where you're playing. But to host it, it's even more special. And for the 3rd time in a row, it's a dream come true, so to speak. But we were very excited about the trip to Atlanta. Came out in great shape, everybody healthy. Looking forward to playing this game. I thought going into the game that with our kids having this state championship experience, I thought that was going to be a real plus for us. Because I can recall back to the very first one, with all the hype and that goes with this week of preparation, that sometimes you can lose focus on what you want to get done, and our kids did a great job of staying focused all week and concentrating on what we had to do to win the ball game.
And another very interesting matchup, because after we had lost to Cairo in the regular season, many people felt like the Jackets and the Syrup Makers were on a collision course for a state championship game. Dublin beat Cairo in Cairo to set this particular football game up, which made it all the more interesting.
Well, it did, and Dublin had a very good football team. Obviously, they beat Cairo at Cairo too, in 2 weeks prior. So we had our hands full. They were very physically, defensively, and they had an offense that was getting better and better. Very well coached. Coach Bars did a great job with his team all year, and he had them playing at the peak at the right time.
Very talented football team coming into Thomas County Central's Jackets Nest for the 1994 AAA State Championship. And with that, we go to the game highlights. We start over in a little bit of a hole down there at about our own 14, and we'll see what we can do against this huge defensive front. They've got size and speed as Paul Guyton brings the offense up with 2 men wide left, Reese and Jamaica. Jabbar and Johnny in a split backfield behind him. Dublin in about a 6-man front. He's going to take it this time, try to go to Johnny up the middle. Johnny scoots down to about the 19. He picks up about 5.5 on first down right off right guard.
Yeah, good surge to begin with. Try to get all those butterflies out, and we run a good, successful play.
Joe Burns, that talented freshman receiver, runs in, and Jamaica Ivy lopes off. 3rd consecutive state championship game at home. Paul Guyton splitting 2 men left. Jabbar and Johnny behind him in a split backfield, about a 6-man double in front again. He'll take it, try to go to Johnny now. He keeps it up the middle. Paul spins to the 25, to the 30, 35, to the 40, to the 45, down to about the 50.
Couldn't get a number on that Dublin guy that he put a move on. I don't know if it was that big Ryan Taylor or not, but he put a great move on him and just left him standing there, and great run. And he had a big guy come tackling from behind, and he wisely held on to the football.
Somebody had him at the line of scrimmage, Tony, and he spun off of him.
It was that All-American number 16. Paul did a good move on him and was able to break away to get the extra yardage.
Paul brings him up from the 50 with 2 men left, 2 men back behind him, 5-man front. He'll take it this time, try to go to Jabbar up the middle, who scoots forward for about 3.5. Jabbar just went straight up the middle.
And we need to mention that Jabbar is wearing a cast on that left hand tonight. He broke a bone in his hand, and so that's going to be, we're going to see if that's going to affect his running tonight.
As that'll give Jabbar about 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and about 7. Paul with 2 men left, 2 men back behind him again, about a 6-man front as he tries to go to Johnny. Now Paul keeps it again. He's going to scoot at the middle and be 8 up. Oh, Ryan Taylor grabbed him after Paul picked up about 2.5. He got down to the 44 and no more. Ryan Taylor wrapped him up and knocked him down.
He put the same type of move on Ryan Taylor, but Taylor was a little wiser this time. Stuck a hand out and got a hold of him and pulled him back in.
He picks up about, well, give him 3. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 down there at the 44. They've got to get to about the 40.5. As we're under 10 minutes in the first quarter here. Paul Guyton bringing that offense up with Jamaica now wide right. I believe that's Josh in the slot on the left with Charles Reese over there. As we'll take it, step back, throw it across. There's Jamaica, he's got it. He spins to the 35 to the 30, to the 25, down to about the 20, down to the 16. Jamaica Ivy.
They had him mashed up on a smaller cornerback, and they just threw the ball to him after he made about a 5-yard run, and and he put a move on him and hit the sideline, and Big Taylor had to knock him out of bounds there inside the 20, isn't it?
Man alive, yeah, they spot him. Well, they spot him at the 21. He must have stepped out down there. And again, Paul Guyton with a great confidence builder, Tony Herring.
That big 6'4" Jamaica Ivy's been a good target all year long. He's shown a lot better every game, and that combination, once again, deadly.
Down to their 21. Guyton with 2 men behind him, 2 men left, 5-man front as he's moving toward Jackson Street. There's Johnny Cooksey. Cooksey down there to about the 17 as he's knocked down. That Taylor kid came from nowhere and knocked him down. Johnny was trying to build up some momentum, and the Taylor kid just shot out of nowhere and knocked him down.
Yeah, he didn't hit him head on. He trying to knock his feet out from under him, but that Taylor sure has got some pursuit.
Man, this joint is rocking. Unbelievable crowd noise here tonight. As the place is packed, they give Johnny about 3, down to about the 17. Looks like Jamaica and Reese splitting wide right. Jabbar and Johnny behind Paul. Moving toward Jackson Street, 5-man double in front. They try to go up the middle. There's Johnny as he spins across the 15 down to about the 14. He picks up 3.5 more. It'll bring up third down to about 3.5.
We ran to the right side that time, and we ran the unbalanced line, flipped Eugene Brooks, the left tackle over there in a tight end position, so we had 2 tackles on the right side.
Third down, about 3.5 down there with 8:45 and counting down in the first quarter. Jamaica lopes off. Joe Burns runs in from the sidelines as Paul brings him up. A big third down here. Jabbar and Johnny behind him, doubling now in about a 6 now about a 7-man front as they try to go to Johnny. No, Paul keeps it, goes up the middle. Paul, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown! Paul Guyton, as Johnny Cooksey may be injured down there. Now Johnny gets up, I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's just slow to get up, but Paul made another great move on Ryan Taylor. I think he can't handle that small, quick quarterback, so he put the move on him and went that 15 yards for the touchdown.
My goodness, and now Nathan Armstrong comes in for the extra point. It's 6-0, just like that on the first drive. Waiting for the snap to Calvin Moore. There it is. There's the kick. What a kick! Oh my, it's good. 7-0. Let's take a break on the pride of Thomas County. This is Yellow Jacket football. So now the first break of the night goes to Dublin, and they've changed quarterbacks. Now number 12 in there, Kyle Crabb. 2 men behind him, a guy in a slot on the right as he's going to take it this time, try to go to the middle up that big Macy kid who's knocked down after about 2.5. That's big, that big Macy Cummings kid.
230-pound fullback, and Cleve Walker got a hold of one of those big 5s and held on to him and pulled him down for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, he picked up about, basically 2.5 as we're about to be under 6 minutes now. Down to about R48. 2 just stepped in front of Jamaica, and Jamaica fell down and trying to get back to the ball and just held onto his legs and knocked him down, but here they are. 2nd down and 8. Guy comes in motion as they try to go up the middle. Again, there's that big Macy kid, and they knock him down after a pickup of about 2. Macy Cummings, and he's a load.
JT Fuller and Matthew Nathan on the tackle.
So for them, their first big play of the night coming up right here as they've got third down and about 4 3/4 down there. Play comes in off the sidelines. Number 12, Kyle Crabb, as our crowd comes up. 2 men behind him, a man right, a guy in the slot on the left. 5, 6-man front for us. They're going to take it this time. Confusion. Quarterback 8 up in the backfield.
He tried to run the option that time. A little bit of traffic in the backfield. They kind of bumped each other, and he couldn't get out there and run the option. We had guys on him before he could get it started.
Tony Herring, Cleve Walker again with a penetration.
With that kind of quickness, there's no way that you can make a mistake back there and let your play be slow in developing, because the linebacker position is just too quick.
Now keep an eye on this now. They've got 4th down and about 9 at R49. You don't think they might try something here, do you? Dropping 33 back deep. That's Joey Dean. He's a wide receiver. There's the snap to him. He'll get his foot up under it. Pretty good end-over-end kick down there that Johnny Cooksey fields at the 20. He tries to run right side to the 25. He runs up to the 30. Johnny to the 35, over somebody to the 40. Spins around and drives to the 46. Johnny Cooksey.
The punter made a tackle on him, but that's a great punt return by Johnny Cooksey.
Tony, he led the blocking setup in front of him, and he just read it down the field.
That's exactly what he did properly. He slowed up just a little bit, give his blockers a chance to develop, get a good stand in front of him. Blockers did a good job picking up, read it right, and made a good run back out of it. 1st and 10 again from our 46. Great field position as Guyton splits Joe Burns and Jamaica left. Jabbar and Johnny behind him. They're in a 5-man front moving toward the highway. He's going to take it this time. Paul keeps it left side 50. Paul 45. Paul to the 40. Paul knocked down to the 36. Paul Guyton.
Man alive, Paul Guyton.
Well, he sure is looking good early here, running and making those decisions and making some good cutbacks and showing that speed.
Man, he almost busted it, Tony, again.
The design of our offense depends so heavily on the performance and the decisions of that quarterback, and so far Paul has turned on the speed and making all the right moves.
They'll spot him at the 38. They'll say that's where his knee hit as he was knocked forward. 84, Jamaica Ivy wide left. Charles Reese wide right. Split backfield behind Paul. 5-man double in front. He takes it. He's dropping back, looking, throws it across the middle. Josh! Oh, it went through his hands at the 22. Josh was wide open, but it went through his hands.
Also had Jamaica that's streaking down the left sideline wide open also, but I think the ball was a little off target there, and Josh had to reach to his right a little bit.
He dove. He had to lay himself across the field to try to catch it, but it hit his hands. He couldn't quite pull it in, and it's second down and about 10. Now Paul brings him up again from there, 38. He's got Reese and Joe Burns right, Jabbar and Johnny behind him, this time there in a 6-man front as he takes it, tries to go to Johnny up the middle. Johnny to the 30, knocked down at about the 29.
Boy, what a good line surge. I see Brian Bennett and Eugene Brooks down there with Johnny, so they must have knocked somebody off the ball.
They'll spot him at the 30. They'll say that's where his knee went down. Now it's going to bring up second down at about 1.75 yards down there. With 3:24 and counting down in the first, it's 7-0 Jackets, and we've already made a mistake, but our defense saved us from it. Paul Guyton now, third down about 1.75 yards. Jabbar and Johnny behind him, 2 men wide right. Look at them in a 6-man front as he takes it, tries to go at the middle, fumble, and Paul dives on it down there at the 32. He tried to dive it to Johnny up the middle, and they hit Johnny. Paul tried to pull it back into his own gut, and they knocked it out of his hand.
What happened is big number 80 has some penetration there, and Paul saw that and tried to pull it out of Johnny's belly real quick, and that's where the mix-up came about.
Fourth down and about 3.5 down there, and Coach Pilcher may roll the dice here. And we're going to call a timeout. Fourth down and about 3.5 down there as we've got a 7-point lead with 2:45 in the first. And again, Joey, the defense saved us from our own mistake a little while ago. They had great field position, but netted 1.5 yards.
That's right. They got about 6 yards on the first 2 plays, and we stopped them. But the way their big safety's coming up, you've noticed we tried these 3 pass plays trying to catch him looking for the run.
Well, here we go. Paul brings him up, fourth and about 3.5. Reese wide left, Jamaica wide right. Jabbar and Johnny behind him. Paul looks at 7-man front over, takes it, rolls right side, back behind Jabbar, who throws it in the end zone. Jamaica wide open, touchdown! 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 Oh, my goodness! Jabbar Dunbar threw the ball. He threw the ball.
That was a reverse option. They went to the left to start with on a fake to Johnny, and then Jabbar came to the right and caught the pitch out and then took the ball and threw it to Jamaica in the end zone wide open.
And Jamaica was standing all by himself. It was just a matter of whether he would catch the ball or not. And now your extra point from Nathan Armstrong. There's the snap. There's the kick. It is 14-0. Let's take a break on the pride of Thomas County. This is Yellow Jacket football. Jackets Nest. Tony, don't get me wrong. That was no Dan Marino pass. It looked like a shot duck, but it got there.
Hey, that's exactly what counts. It gave a 7 on the board, winded up giving 7, and that's how you take a big man, number 16, an All-American, and keep him at home.
Jamaica kicks the ball high and deep down there. Looks like 5, takes it at the 1, to the 10, to the 15. He's hit and wrapped up at the 15. The swarm converged on him down there. 8 men eat him up.
Yeah, first one was Otis Stewart, that junior defensive back was down there, and then everybody else took care of him. But what did I tell you about that safety pulling up on that run? He did that last time, and that's why Jamaica was wide open.
They just pitched the ball to Jabbar. He ran right side and suckered them all in there. And before they knew it, the ball was airborne. And Jamaica was all by himself. Nobody within 20 yards of him. Now, the quarterback. I'm trying to see who they got in there at quarterback. They bring 11 back in. Chris Martin. 2 men behind him, a man wide left, a guy in the slot on the right. We're in a 7-man front as they move. They move. They're right in twitched, and that'll back them up 5. 2:19 to go in the first quarter, and it's 14-0. Man alive. Coach Pilcher's not holding anything back here tonight, is he, Tony?
There is no tomorrow, and he's certainly playing like there is none. Taking a lot of shots right up here early and trying to open this thing up and give him a little margin going into the later parts of the game.
My goodness. 2:19 to go in the first quarter, and we've already got 14 points on the board. Chris Martin splitting a man wide left, 2 men behind him, a guy in the slot on the right. We're in a 6-man front. That guy comes in motion as the quarterback tries to keep it. 8 up, pitches it back there, fumble. It's on the ground. It's on the ground. I don't know who got it. They may have dove on it at the 10.
Number 5, Bo Boston, got on it for him. But that was a good job of stringing out that option. And James Farley was on the quarterback, and he tried to make a pitch, but James was tackling him, and that's what caused the fumble.
Man, Tony, we had 4 guys in the backfield.
Oh, I tell you what, they had them in the backfield, and the other ones were scrambling trying to get to the ball. Everyone playing very attentive and looking for it. He was real lucky to be able to get a hold of it because he was the only white jersey in the area.
They get back to the line of scrimmage with the fumble. Now it's 2nd and 15. Chris Martin again with 2 guys behind him, 2 men wide left, nobody in the slot this time. He takes it, drops back, looks, throws it across, out of bounds. He threw it behind 10, and he had to get rid of it again because Cleve Walker and Matthew Nathan were pressuring.
He tried to hit him a little simple little curl pattern, but threw it away.
Trying to hit Lauren Schenk coming across the middle, and again, he threw it behind him, and he had to get rid of it. And now it's 3rd and 15. This defense may be, at this point in the season, the most dominating defensive team we've ever fielded. Chris Martin now with 2 men wide right, 2 men behind him. Look at us in a 5-man front. He drops back. He's got pressure, throws it across. It's going to be, oh my goodness, it went over a guy's head down there at the 25. We had 2 guys trying to converge. Jamaica and Charles Reese tried to converge on the ball. They had the best shot at it.
JT full of blitz from his linebacker position that time, put the pressure on him and made him throw it before he wanted to.
And listen to the crowd rock for that defense. And now their guys are going to be punting the football as they've got a 4th and 15. Reese and I believe, yeah, that's Johnny down there standing on our own 45 as they drop 33 back in the end zone. Joey Dean, now watch this. Standing in the end zone waiting for the snap. There it is. Here comes Farley, but he can't get it. Pretty good kick down there high as Charles Reese takes it at the 38. Tries to run left side to the 35. Charles Reese to the 30. Charles Reese to the 25. Charles Reese knocked down there to about the 20. Oh, did he run over somebody at the 20?
That was number 5, Bo Boston, that tried to come up and put a tackle on him, and Charles just gave him the shoulder and knocked him flat on his back.
Tony Charles Reese gives the lick of the night, but that time he was an offensive player.
He did a good job getting low and getting under that guy and just running right over him. I'll tell you another thing that's real good for us. All the nerves flying, even on the Jackets part early in the game. No flags. They're concentrating real well.
Paul Guyton brings him up now. Jamaica splitting wide right down there at their 20-yard line. Charles Reese wide left. Jabbar and Johnny behind him in a split backfield there in a 5-man front. Paul takes it this time. Goes to Jabbar. Right side Jabbar. He's to the 20. Jabbar to the 15. Jabbar knocked down to about the 13. Jabbar Dunbar picks up 7 running right side.
And a good block by Jamaica Ivy here on the right side where he was lined up a wide receiver, and he got on the cornerback, tied him up, and didn't let him get him penetration, and let Jabbar get over and pick up that yardage.
Well, everybody can see it, so I think we can mention it now. Jabbar Dunbar playing tonight with a broken bone in his hand. And that in itself is a testament to the young man's toughness, Tony.
It really is. Again, we've seen him play all year long, kind of playing under the shadow of Johnny Cooksey, but Jabbar is a fine running back and a heck of a player within himself.
Paul Guyton. Jabbar and Johnny behind him, takes it this time, goes to Johnny, to the 15. Johnny trying to get outside to the 10. Johnny runs over somebody and dives down to about the 8.5. Johnny off that left side as we're trying to blow this thing open a little bit here in the first quarter.
Well, one of their linebackers, number 1 there, came shooting through there and thought he had the angle on Johnny, but Johnny just outran him, and he dove and missed him.
It'll be 1st and goal down there as they spot Johnny at the 8.5, and that will be the last play of the first quarter, and what a first quarter. 14-0 Jackets as we take a break on the pride of Thomas County. This is Yellow Jacket football.